Welcome everybody to the Color Lights World project. The Color Lights World project has been founded by myself in the year 2020. Can I please ask all participants to mute their microphone because that's easier than... All right, so again, welcome. Very happy to be here with you. Very happy to have you. The Color Lights World project has been founded by myself. My name is Godthjaelp Teichmann. I'm an Austrian based in Vienna and a world citizen. And since 2020, we, a group of about 20 international color and light experts with different approaches, have been spreading the beauty, the inspiration, the healing, and the knowledge of color and light via Zoom. We had about 30 seminars on Zoom since then. And this Color Lights Gifts to the World, what we are doing today, we had once or twice per year. So in total, we had about 5 or 6 international Color Lights Gifts to the World. What is that? That's a format where we color light experts and passionate love to share the beauty and the inspiration and the healing with our international audience. So we are going to have a second one of these wonderful events on Saturday, this Saturday at 4 p.m. Central European Time. I know many of you have also subscribed for that. Warm welcome. So please today feel inspired by our 4 presenters and speakers, international experts on their field. And we hope that we can give you inspiration and energy and beauty, and that your mind, body, and soul will be nourished tonight. So I will now share my screen and I will start presenting our speakers. So our first speaker is going to be Rikke Godthjaelp. Rikke, based in Denmark, Copenhagen, is founding member of the Color Lights World project. She is a therapist for more than 20 years, a therapist and teaching auriculotherapy, auriculomedicine, posturology, and chromotherapy. Our second speaker is Margaret Gruesbeck from the US, California. She works with cutting-edge biophoton, bioresonance, biomagnetism, and psychological healing languages to support root healing at its source. She is the founder of Luminous Health. Our third speaker is Christiane Werzowa, also from Vienna, Austria. She is experienced with color and light for more than 30 years now. She's a color consultant and color light therapist. Christiane is the inventor of the colored light pyramid and CEO and founder of Institut für Farbe und Licht and Coram Light Transforms. Christiane is also a founding member of the Color Lights World project. And today we have Susan Alexjander from the USA, Sonoma County, California. Today we are having a wonderful musician and composer who is going to contribute some amazing composition of her. She's a composer, a sound designer, an educator. Her international collaborations with other artists reached audiences, international audiences. Her passion is exploring the magic of sound's ability to connect to ourselves and to the cosmos. Okay, so All right, so now I welcome our first speaker, Rikke Godthjaelp. Welcome, Rikke.
Thank you. I just want to make sure my sound is on. So thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction, Gabrielle, and thank you for creating this amazing group that I really care for and enjoy working with. And it gives me an opportunity to show a way of working with colors in a different manner than what I teach. So this is really something that I appreciate. It's a different entrance to using the colors that I work with. So thank you very much for that. And thank you for all the work that you do for us.
My pleasure.
Mine too. Thank you. Today I want to talk about two colors that I work with. I am an auricular therapist, an auricular medicine therapist, and this means that I work with colors. And it's more specifically, it's the Noche colors. And we're going to look into two colors today, because we're going to talk about laterality and the two hemispheres. And when I say talk, I will actually talk less and you will experience more. This is my aim. And before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about laterality and what it is. So laterality is the collaboration between the right and left hemisphere. The two parts, our brain, we have the right and the left hemisphere. And when they collaborate, it's laterality. It means collaboration between the two parts of the brain. And maybe most of you know this, but I will just then remind you that the right side of the brain is the brain that we use for the more artistic, the brain that is more working on like, how is the space? How do I understand this in a way of feeling it? And whereas the left side of the brain is the more logical side of the brain, this is where I will understand the notes of a music piece. And on the right side of the brain, I will experience the emotions of a music piece. On the left side, I will experience the logic way of dancing, why I'm doing step 1, 2, 3. And on the right side will come the emotion to it, understanding what is behind it. Again, my right side is dominantly ruling the left side of my body and vice versa. So when I dance, when I move, when I listen to a piece of music, when I understand something that you're telling me, I don't only understand it logically, I also understand it emotionally. And this is why laterality is so important, that we have this connection, this way of understanding the wholeness. And between the right and the left hemisphere is the corpus callosum, is the bridge between these two sides of the brain. And this is not color specifically, but I just want to show you where we work with that on auricular. It's right here. So when you feel confused or overloaded, you can touch these areas, either touch them or stimulate them. This will give calmness to the brain, and it will make them collaborate. So if you're overwhelmed, if you're reading a book and you can't seem to find out what it says and keep going back and you can't relate, work on the corpus callosum. So today we're going to look into two colors, and it's a D color. We call this one a D color, D24. And this is the green 58. Yes, green 58. What I would like you to do is that I'm going to share a color on the background. I'm going to slide to the side, and I would like you to fill up your screen with this color. So I'm going to start with sharing the red color on my background. So this is the red color. What does this color do to you? This color will work on synchronization. This color will work on the laterality in a way of locomotion. So when you move, you need to be able to take one step forward, second step forward, and so on. So this is a color that will work on how you move in your body, and you need that for laterality. So I'll ask you to fill up the color on your screen, and I will slide to the side. And I will ask you to close your eyes. And I want you to take this color in. Just let this color fill up your whole face. If you can get the feeling of the color going through your eyelids. If you need to turn off some light around you, do that. And I want you to focus on your right brain, the right side of your brain. If you can sense it, stay with the feeling. What is your right side of your brain? What kind of emotion is it giving you? What kind of vibration is it giving you? What kind of feeling is emerging into your body? What thoughts are coming to your mind? Let this sink into your body and feel all this. And then we go to the left side brain. See if you can physically feel the left side brain inside your skull. And feel it expanding inside, like have the feeling that you can suddenly feel it, the texture. And try and notice what emotions come up. Color feeling, color inside your body. What is happening physically in your body? And now I want you to place your fingers on the place that I showed you where the corpus callosum is connecting these two sides of the brain. Keep your eyes closed and then make these two brains, the emotions, the feeling, connected. Feel the connection. Feel the bridge. Feel all the pathways from one side of the brain to the other side of the brain, from the other side of the brain to the one side of the brain. And let this become one. If the color is not too much for your eyes, I want you to open your eyes. And I'm going to change the color now. This is a green 58. It's also the L color in no-shift filter understanding. And I want you to take in the color. Let your eyes fill up with this color and then close your eyes again. And I want you again to have a feeling of your right side, the brain on your right side. And when you fill up with this color, take this color in. What emotions comes to you? What feeling comes to you? Do you feel calm? Does it stress you? Do you feel tired? Happy? Sad? Let the feeling, the emotion that you get fill up your body. And I want you to focus on your left side brain. Is the connection the same? Is it easier? Is it more difficult to focus on the left side brain? What happens in your body when you focus on the left side of your brain versus when you focus on your right side? I want you to slide from right to left focus, from left focus to right focus. Slide from one focus to the other side, from the right side to the left side. And again, touch the area of the corpus callosum on the ear. And then try and slide right and left again. And see if it changes. Does it become easier now when you connect with the zone on the ear? Now we are coming to a closure. So connect the two brains, the two brain sides, the right and the left hemisphere. Unite. And open your eyes. This is an exercise I do when I overload my brain. I don't usually use these specific colors like this. I will put these filters on with light behind it and put light on my face or my brain. But sliding from side to side inside your brain and seeing where can you focus, where can you take up space, what is suppressed. It has a big I feel that when I search on the ears, when I search on my head, I can feel that where I am not connected to, I need to work more on. I feel with the pulse that this is also the side. So for me today, it was my left side was difficult to connect with. So when I do this at the end, when I start sliding, it's like working with laterality. Some people, you probably know it from EMDR, you start circling with your eyes to get a right and left hemisphere, to connect with the right and left hemisphere. And this is the same, sliding from side to side. And why I wanted to show you this today is to give you something that you can do when you get overloaded. And if you don't have the colors, go to a room that's dark and take these colors into your mind and start sliding and then connecting. I hope this is something that you can use for yourself. It's inspired by the Noche colors, and it's an exercise that I started doing some time ago, and yeah, I hope you can use it for something. That was all for me today. I hope it's something that you will take, that you will try and see how it works for you in an overloaded day, in a day that's too full of emotions or inputs. So thank you for staying with me.
Thank you very much, dear Rikke. What an experience and what a wonderful exercise. And please feel free to look up the email address of Rikke, or maybe Rikke, you can write your email into the chat. You will also find the contacts of Rikke Godthjaelp on my website. So feel free to contact her for further feedback or if you have any questions. Thanks. So we are coming now directly to our next speaker, Margaret Gruesbeck from California. Yes, and I want to ask for Margaret, because she's doing some practice with you and she would like to address the audience by your first name. So I'm asking for permission if that is okay for the audience. And now leaving the floor to Margaret. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing this event, and thank you all for attending it from so many places around the world. So let me see if I'm going to make myself larger. There I am. Okay, perfect. So I would like to share with you a little bit about our journey with Biophoton, how we ended up here in having a clinic working with clients all over the world with complex compound illness. It was really because I had a very sick child that no one could help. My son was 11 and no one could help him with his complex illnesses. And it was the biophoton therapies that opened up healing for him. Within 2 weeks, we saw an 80% change in his symptoms. And so I became his practitioner and then have been in the ensuing years working with clients all over the world to support healing in complex compound cases, mostly autism, PANS, Lyme, mold. So I'd like to share with you just a bit of an overview of the biophoton therapy that can give you an idea of this work that we do. And give me a moment. Let me open up my screen here. Just a second. There it is. Okay, there it is. Great. So just a very short appetizer. What is biophoton therapy and how can it be used? And we owe much to the work of Dr. Fritz Popp, the German biophysicist who was the contemporary researcher that really brought to light what light can do. Essentially, it can do anything and everything. His work revealed that it drives the function of our entire metabolism. So that means that 100,000 biochemical reactions per second are regulated by this field of light. It also has very helpful implications for all COVID-related issues, with something that we've been working with in our clinic as well. So when we work with light, we're essentially working on the DNA level as well, because the DNA essentially is light and is modulated by light. So when we're working with children with autism, and we know which specific genes are impacted, within a series of sessions, we can modulate the expression of the DNA, and that genetic hiccup can be dissolved at times. So it's really quite extraordinary. Nothing else can have that depth of effectiveness, and the body discharges the excess, unlike other modalities that can be very invasive. So also, our body stores all emotions and conscious, subconscious in a color-coded fashion in the body. So each organ will have specific colors that it's holding emotions related to. And even I find working with animals, it's the same. They may hold emotions of their owner of a specific color in a specific organ. And so working with color is very, very powerful to dissolve and integrate those patterns. And we are light emitting beings. When our light is in coherence, we radiate light and energy and balance. And when we are in coherence, we are our light is fractured and scattered. We can feel that energetically when we interact with people, whether they are light bearing or constricted. And just by putting in biophoton therapy can infuse a person with life force, which is incredible. So today, what I will be showing you is how we can work with light via quantum entanglement. So you're all in different parts of the world, and because I have your names and you have signed up for this program, I will be giving you a direct light therapy with the photon wave, and you will be receiving that therapy regardless of where you are in the world. So I'd like to start that right now. And the frequency that you're going to be receiving I'd like you to just check in with your bodies if you like, and just notice if you just sense already a shift. So I am using you as a target client, all the ones that have signed up in the seminar, and so you're directly receiving therapy. And the frequencies that you're receiving, just setting it up, are for the frequencies of the heart. And they have a strong resonance in opening the heart, allowing a feeling of love and a sense of inner ease and peace. In the photon wave language, it's the combination of blue and orange. Each color has its own language of therapy. When we combine them together, they have unique synergy. So I'm going to lead you in a process where you can experience this light therapy. And I invite you, if it feels comfortable, just to sense in your body, to feel what your body's feeling within this moment in time. And I invite you to breathe in through your nose and a long exhale through your mouth. And just softening the body, quieting the mind, and noticing if you can sense this frequency of pink entering the body and how you experience it. So I invite you to visualize breathing in from the top of your head, a pink white light from the crown, breathing in and going down the central meridian, and then breathing out at the perineum. And just with the exhale, noticing all limiting beliefs, thought, fears, mental patterns, mental busyness leaving the body and coming into a state of peace. Breathing in again from the top of the head, the crown, and breathing down to the central meridian, and noticing that pink white light as it travels through the body. And exhaling, releasing, just releasing a little further, and just observe the body, tracking the changes you notice. Breathing in, noticing if there's any part of the body that is asking for a little bit more support and attention. Anywhere there's a feeling of density or heaviness or coldness or constriction, just breathe in that pink white light to that area gently, softly, with the most softest of efforts. And then letting them, the exhale, letting those any tension patterns dissolve. Now I invite you to notice your heart, to breathe in, breathing in that pink frequency into your heart, observing the texture of your heart, shape. There's a sound, a color. Just breathing in that pink light and breathing it out. And if it resonates with you, I invite you to visualize your heart as a rose. It's a delicate, innocent flower. And breathing in pink into the heart, onto that rose. And breathing out. And as you continue breathing, noticing the changes in your heart. Notice the changes in the texture of the heart. Notice the feeling of expansion and softness and stillness. As you breathe into the heart, I invite you to expand that pink field of unconditional love and peace. Expand it out of your heart so that it would fill all the way down your arms and into your torso. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing the changes in the body happening quickly, deeply, and profoundly, shifting the energy of every cell, organ, and the DNA of the body as well. I invite you to breathe in that frequency of pink into the heart and now expanding it down to your legs. So now that you are expanded through your legs and your arms, filling every structure of the body, breathing in and breathing out, softening the heart, releasing the heart more, allowing that pink light to fill any area needing additional support. Breathing in and breathing out. And I invite you on the next inhale that your breath expands that pink field past your body. So now that you're floating in a field that your body is contained in of love, peace, and support. Breathing in and breathing out, observing the changes that are happening, allowing the body field to expand and soften. And breathing in, now expanding that field to fill the entire room, affecting every surface and structure in the room you're in, and allowing yourself to feel that support. Inviting the heart to soften more and to open a little bit more. And I invite you just for the next few moments just to float in this feeling of this pink white field of unconditional love, peace, and support. Just notice what it feels like in your body with no effort. Just being with that. I invite you to gently place your hand on your heart. Just connect to that energy and all of the shifts that have happened in these few moments. And know that anytime you need that support, that feeling of love and softness, that you can return to that by visualizing this pink frequency filling your heart. So I invite you to slowly come out of the process. And if you feel inclined, feel free to share your comments, what you noticed changed in your body, what shifts you observed, and how you experienced that. I see some are really in a very deep state of relaxation still. So, yeah, thank you, Leah. That felt dreamy. Yeah. So our optimal state in which we function is in a state of being grounded in our parasympathetic. We need support to stay in that place, and using biophoton support can help us maintain that state. And in that state is where all health is expressed and all balance comes from. So I wanted to thank you very much for participating, and I hope that could be something that would be a support you can take advantage of at your convenience, and at even just a few moments, you can quickly shift your state. Oh yeah, thank you. Pure love. Diana, very relaxed now. Oh, thank you for sharing those comments. Thank you, Christiane. Christiane, beautiful. Could feel the texture of my heart change, Nathan. Wow. Thank you. Collectively, us doing this together also is powerful, as our hearts are collectively working on this together. Thank you, Cheryl. Feeling very peaceful. Okay, I'll give it back to you, Gabrielle.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for this healing and so inspiring healing that you gave us. We are all connected by the morphogenetic field. That's why these things work even in big distances. Thanks again, Margaret. If you have more questions, you can write now into the chat, or if you want to speak or write with Margaret, please feel free to write to her. Her details are on my homepage, www.color-buresch.at. I'm going to write it into the chat as well. Thanks a lot for that. So now we are coming, we have been now surfing a little bit in the healing vibrations of color and light. And now we will go to the vibrations of beauty and art, of color and light, and of sound as well. I'm welcoming now dear Christiane Werzowa from Vienna, Austria.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Margaret and Rikke. I am so relaxed and so in with my heart now. I hope I can manage to talk. As you said, Gabrielle, we are nourishing our souls also with beauty, and we are nourishing our souls through beauty also by art and music and things which are, and people who are dear to us. And so today I have chosen that I want to talk a little bit about art, and especially about the expressionists, which have bright colors. And I will talk about Van Gogh and his paintings a little, and his two colors, which he is using very much. So I'm sharing now my desk, my presentation. So can you see this? Hopefully.
No,
No.
not yet, Christiane.
But I've shared my... You can't see it?
No.
Okay. So what can I do?
The green share button down in the bottom.
I did it. And I have it on my screen.
When you click on share and then appears the document you want to share, you have to click again to share.
Can you see it now?
No?
Nathan, maybe you can make Christiane a host, and then she will be able to share her presentation.
Well, she is host.
I am host.
You are co-host, right, Christiane?
I think so. You said I am.
Yes.
Oh God.
If you just make her host, just like she is a host, she will.
She is co-host. Nathan, can you check if she is co-host again?
Yeah, she is.
Yes, you are.
And if it doesn't work, if you can email it to me, I could try screen sharing as well.
Okay, but this... I have it on the... So maybe we just go on. I'm sorry.
Christiane, do you want maybe to skip, your place? Maybe we do the music now, and then
Yes,
and
please.
you come later.
I'm
Please?
very sorry about that.
Okay.
Yes. I don't
All
know
right, so
what happened.
okay, so then we will see Christiane later. So then I'm calling now Susan Alexjander, who is going to play some of her composed music for us. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, now you can
Hi.
hear me.
Hi.
I have a screen to share too, so we'll see what happens. I hope it works. Hello everybody, and it's so fun to be here with all my color crew. And as it turns out, there is a connection to color in this piece, which I'll go into. But I'm going to present about 6.5 minutes of a longer piece to you today. And the entire piece is called Transitus Nova Magnificat, written in collaboration with Sheila Spermuli, who is also on this call. Hi, Sheila. My formal composition and theory goes back to, I should mention that it's offered as a free gift on my website. You can download the entire piece and you'll see the website come up on the screen. So I've been composing since 1980, but in 2002, I started working with sound design, which basically is working digitally. And if you can envision something like GarageBand, you have tracks and then you have bits that you push around the tracks. And they're actually color-coded, which I think is very interesting because somebody once described my music as weaving with colored sound. And that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like magic to me to do that. So as soon as I learned this process, I began collaborating with other artists, dancers, and, galleries and installations and things like that. So about 3 years ago, Sheila Spermuli contacted me with a really intriguing idea. And Sheila studies embryonic development, all the stages that we all go through in the womb, beginning with conception, and then egg implantation, development of the heart, and what Sheila so beautifully calls the great turning maneuver of birth or embodiment. So Sheila wanted a piece that people who were walking the Chartres labyrinth could listen to as they walked, because she and others believe that these stages that we all go through are deeply embedded in our body minds, and that we maybe not literally can access memories of them, but that they deeply are affecting us and do so throughout life. So we co-created this piece together. By the way, you'll see Sheila's website up too, and her work is incredibly inspiring, and I encourage you to check it out. So people often ask me, well, what kind of music do you write? What does your sound sound? It's very, very difficult to answer because it's so singular for each project. But what I try and do is evoke sounds that bring out the message or the energy of the piece that I'm working with. So for this piece, I wanted to take people into a really deep heart space. And I'm fascinated by the Vedics and the Sufis' description of something called the all sound. There are many words for it. In the Vedic scriptures, it's called the anahata or the anahad. And basically, it's that cosmic sound that is always happening. It's like a great sound current. It's completely inaudible. It's too fine for us mortals to be able to access. But there are sonic symbols, which we all recognize. You'll recognize them and feel deeply when you hear them. So things like, you know, thunder and rain and roaring and rushing and buzzing bees, sometimes tinkling bells. These are all things that Hazrat Khan talks about them as sonic symbols that come through the body from this amazing all sound. So I've also tried to include nature sounds and things like rocking and pulsing and things like that to evoke what we're going through on the path. So we'll hear the final two sections, hopefully, today, the heart and the Nova Magnificat, which I'll speak a little bit about, but just a little thing about the heart. You know, Sheila's work was so interesting, and I learned that the tiny little proto-heart, which is basically like a little tiny worm, at just 2 weeks, it starts to pulsate at the tip. And it won't become the full heart for quite a while later. But the pulsation begins at 2 weeks, right here on the tip of the heart. And, you know, some have speculated perhaps it's in training to some grander pulsation in the cosmos. We don't know, but this is the beginning. And of course, it's beautifully in training with the mother's heart. So the last section, Nova Magnificat, was actually written a long time ago in 1988. And as I was considering Transitus, I thought, oh, I can just hear this section at the end of Transitus. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One of them is it's a gently rocking praise song, which I thought would be appropriate to embody, you know, our final transition. And also it involves light. And this is a piece that first introduced me to the wonderful IELA community about 15 years ago, because they had me present about this piece. It's part of an original piece called Sequencia, which was actually a science art project where I worked with a scientist to help me translate vibrational light frequencies from DNA over to sound. So in other words, we'll have a relationship of light frequencies happening in the body in particular patterns. And by translating those to sound, we can also hear those particular patterns. And something seems to touch the body in sound when we do that. So there's a whole article on my website about it. If you're interested, you can check that out for yourself, because I don't have time. But basically, those light frequencies are infrared in DNA, and they come from the raw chemistry, which means that this has nothing to do with anybody's gene. This is common to all of us. So,
excuse me, we have to watch the time a little bit.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done. So I will go on now to play you the last two movements of Transitus. And again, it's free on my website as a download. So I'm so happy to have been here, and thank you. So here we go. We'll try. I'll stop video. Share my screen. Start sound. Oh. Oh. It's not letting me. Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes, Susan.
I got a little message that says, please restart your audio sharing application.
Oh,
Can anybody do that for me?
Hmm.
Let's try something. Oh, okay. Did it work?
okay. Now we see an image, Susan.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, so fantastic. Thank you. Really magical.
Thank you.
Yes.
And yes, and we do have quite some remarks like that, like, wow, exquisite,
Oh, thank
beautiful.
you.
Yes. So we will be very happy, Susan, to follow up on that and maybe visit your website and see what we can experience there. If you can, please write your website into the chat.
Okay, I will do.
This was really magical. Thank you.
Thanks for allowing me to do it. And I'm happy it worked.
Yes, maybe you want to follow up in the chat because there's a question, Susan, how do we purchase this music? Maybe you can follow up on that. Thank you.
What was the question? Oh, it's free. That's the gift. It's free on. So you can listen to it for free, or you can actually download it and use it. And that was actually Sheila's idea to do that, to offer it. And I'm so grateful that she came up with that. So
thank you for this wonderful gift, Susan.
very welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are already fulfilled by these 3 gifts we received, and now we are getting another gift from Christiane Werzowa. Christiane, are you okay now with your...
I'm okay, but
Yes.
I'm really wondering whether we should do something more after this beautiful impression of Susan's music. And I could do my presentation another time. So it's up to you, because I feel it's so, round now.
Well, Christiane, if you feel we can add it on Saturday.
Yes, if
Yes.
it's not too long for you.
No, I think it's okay. We can talk about it.
Okay.
Yes, I think I agree with you because
Yes,
we
it
are
wouldn't
now.
fit now.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And all the contributions were so amazing. Thank you.
All right, so that's a good plan. So we will do your presentation on Saturday because I
Very
feel
good, yes.
now we are already full of beautiful vibration. And so I will now show you very briefly the Saturday. So Saturday we are having another beautiful Color Lights Gifts to the World. It's on Saturday at 4 p.m. Central European Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So most of you are already subscribed, and just that you know, it's the same link that you are in. So you can save this link, and we will be very happy to see you again on Saturday. So my big heartful thanks to our wonderful speakers, Margaret, Rikke, and Susan. Thanks all of you for being with us today. It's a big, big joy. So many people from so many countries. And yeah, if you want the recording, you can write me, and wishing you lots of love and light and colors. And please follow us on my website. We are having 2 seminars coming up in October and in November, and I will speak about that on Saturday. So thanks a lot to everybody, and lots of love and light and colors from Vienna.
Thank you, Gabriella.
Thank you.
Thank you.